All right, let's get right into it. Fish is a huge source of protein for literally billions of people. But the way we farm it, well, it's on the verge of a massive shakeup, a real nutritional revolution. So, what's going on under the water that's causing such big waves? Let's find out. First, you've just got to understand the scale we're talking about here. Aquaculture, fish farming, isn't some small time operation. It is the single fastest growing way we produce food on the entire planet. It's an absolute powerhouse, and we're relying on it more and more to feed everyone. But here's the catch. With that kind of explosive growth comes a really big risk. There's a dangerous weakness, kind of hidden just beneath the surface, that's threatening the whole system, and it could seriously damage this booming industry. And that brings us right to part one. What exactly is fish farming's big problem?
So here's the deal. To keep up with demand, fish farms have gotten incredibly crowded. I mean, think of them less like a farm and more like a bustling underwater city. And you know what happens in any packed city when a bug shows up, right? It spreads like wildfire. These outbreaks are just devastating. They cause massive die-offs, which is terrible for animal welfare, and as the research highlights, it leads to huge economic losses for the farmers.
So, how has the industry been trying to solve this? Well, that's where things get complicated. Let's move on to part two, the antibiotic trap.
For a long, long time, the go-to solution was pretty simple, just use antibiotics. But as this quote from the research makes painfully clear, that strategy is totally backfiring. By using these drugs so much, we've accidentally been training the enemy. We've created superbugs, pathogens that can resist our best drugs. So the very thing we used for protection is now setting the stage for even worse outbreaks.
And it creates this really nasty, vicious cycle. A disease breaks out, farmers respond with antibiotics. Most of the germs die, sure, but the strongest ones, they survive, they multiply, and they pass on that resistance. So the next time an outbreak happens, it's a tougher, stronger version of the disease, and our old drugs just don't work anymore. It's an arms race that we are fundamentally losing. So, if antibiotics are a trap, how do we get out? Well, this is the really exciting part. In part three, we're going to look at a brand new playbook that's changing everything, a nutritional immune boost. The secret weapon in this new approach is something called an immunostimulant. Yeah, it's a bit of a sciencey word, but the idea behind it is just brilliant. Instead of trying to kill the germs with drugs, an immunostimulant actually strengthens the fish's own immune system. It basically helps its body learn how to fight off infections all by itself. It's about building a better defense, not just a stronger attack. I mean, let's just put these two strategies side by side, because the difference is night and day. The old antibiotic approach is a blunt instrument. It attacks the bug, yeah, but it creates superbugs and can harm the environment. This new nutritional strategy is way smarter. It boosts the fish's own defenses. The research shows it's effective, it's non-toxic, and it's eco-friendly. It's a much more precise technique for managing animal health and, ultimately, productivity. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually mean? What are these miracle nutrients? Let's take a look in part four, inside the superfeed. So this revolutionary superfeed really comes down to three key types of nutrients. First up, you've got the building blocks, amino acids. We're talking about adding specific ones to the diet, like arginine for catfish or lysine for carp. And when you do, scientists see direct results. Higher survival rates, better immune activity. This isn't just a generic health boost, it's precision nutrition tailored to the animal. Next on the list are the protectors, essential vitamins. Think of vitamin C as fuel for the fish's cellular army that fights off invaders, or vitamin D, which can seriously ramp up an oyster's immunity. These aren't just random additives, they're powerful tools that help regulate the animal's entire biological system. And finally, you have the system regulators, minerals. This really proves that small things can have a massive impact. Just a tiny bit of selenium can dramatically boost a tilapia's resistance to disease, while zinc helps a sturgeon get way more nutrition from its food. It's another perfect example of how these precise techniques are driving huge changes. So when you put it all together, the amino acids, the vitamins, the minerals, what does this all add up to? What does it mean for the big picture? Let's wrap it all up in part five, the future of aquaculture. This right here is the payoff. This is why all of this matters so much. For farmers, it means healthier animals and more productivity. For the planet, it means a more sustainable, eco-friendly way to produce food. And for all of us, it gives us a powerful new weapon in the global fight against antibiotic resistance. It's a win-win-win. Now, we're still at the beginning of this journey. As the researchers themselves point out, this is a developing field. We need to figure out the exact biological mechanisms at play and learn how to create these custom diets for all the different kinds of aquatic species out there. Unlocking that knowledge, that's the next great frontier. And the potential is just enormous.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. The next time you're having a piece of fish for dinner, just think about it. The future of sustainable food, and maybe even a key to fighting superbugs, might not come from some high-tech lab, but from simply perfecting the nutrients inside that very meal. Pretty wild, right?